The man leading the charge here at Illinois is Bret Bielema in his first year as head coach in Champaign, but he's not a stranger to the Big Ten. He, having played and coached at Iowa in the late 80s and 90s, he served as the head man at Wisconsin from 2006 to 2012, achieving a 68-24 record while also leading the Badgers to 3 straight Rose Bowls. Today, he is looking for win number 100. With that, I want to welcome in head coach Bret Bielema, the first head coach joining our show this season. So, Coach, thank you for gracing us with your presence. First homecoming here as head coach of Illinois. So what's your experience been like with the wife and your 2 daughters who are just beyond cute, by the way?
You know, homecoming is very unique in the fact when you're a current player, it's more about for the former alum and all the people coming back. But they actually started homecoming here, arguably at Illinois in 1909. So we've got a long history. But my wife and I started off on Sunday with a little pumpkin decorations, and we dyed the fountain orange, so it's been a big week for the Bielemas.
Coach, you leave college football for 3 years. What is it that you learned in the NFL that you hope to now bring to this Illinois program?
You know, I think just the overall situational football, as you know, in the NFL, right, you get a lot more detailed into how the game is played, how it's won, the specifics. I think with New England and both in New York, the emphasis on football one-on-one and teaching the kids, the students of the game, I think that's a big part of what we're doing now.
And with all the talent that was there, a lot of times in the first year of a program, a coach will make the approach of saying, I just got to clean house, kind of get everyone out of there. You sort of took the opposite approach. How have you seen the experience that returned all those super seniors? How have you seen it affect things in a positive way?
Well, what I've seen is continued growth every day, right? Like from the day, December 19th, when I took the job to where we are today. Even last 2 Sundays ago, we had a heartbreaking loss to Purdue. I had a meeting with basically our leadership council and our captains, a lot of 6-year seniors, and to hear those guys speak to me about how much they've enjoyed the growth, even though it hasn't resulted in the wins, they know where this is going. They know the big picture, and that's been very, very rewarding. I just want to see them have success, right? Like, your career is limited, right? Everybody knows that day is going to come at some point. Some of these kids are going to get opportunities to play in the NFL. Some of them aren't. But their experience here today, as well as these remaining games, have got to be positive.
And, Coach, you had some experience in the NFL working with Bill Belichick. I have to ask, does he smile ever? Did you ever witness it in person?
You know, it's a very common asked question. But he's actually an incredible person, incredible man. A lot of fun to be around. Obviously handles his way in the media, but every day in that building was football utopia, right? Like, you know it firsthand. Like, when you walk in that building, literally you're going to learn something every day. And there's not many times professionally in my career where you can say that. It's pretty awesome.
Coach, you know the Big Ten, especially the Big Ten West. So when you sign on to Illinois, what's the balance of bringing what you already know about the West and looking at it through fresh eyes?
You know, when I started talking with Josh Whitman, our AD, it was something I hadn't really thought of. You know, I played in this league. I was an assistant in this league. I recruited young men in this league. I became a coordinator in this league, and then I was a head coach in this league. That perspective is something I draw from every day, but also to be from the state of Illinois, to know the geography of this state, to know where the players have come from north, south, east, and west. There's a tremendous advantage to that. And I think the Big Ten West, even from when I was in this league last time, has changed, right? It used to be the leaders and legends, and now they have the Division West rival. And today being Wisconsin. Wisconsin and Northwestern have won this division the last 5 years, those 2 teams. So they obviously have been a hurdle to get where we want to be.
I know how much relationships mean to you. You know, we've gotten to know each other for a long time here, going all the way back to our time where you brought me to Iowa City. On the opposing sideline, there's going to be a lot of faces that are familiar, people who worked for you, who you worked with. How has that factored into things just in preparing for the game? What will it mean on the field today?
You know, it's probably a great story for the outside world looking in. Those relationships mean a lot to me because they're part of my past. I have a defensive coordinator, Jimmy Leonard, who played for me. The offensive coordinator, Joe Rudolph, coached for me. The head coach was my offensive coordinator. I mean, the spring tight ends coach played for me, and I recruited him. So those are all part of my past, right? I was very upfront with our players this week when we first got together on Sunday and talked about this game. Listen, everybody wants to talk about Bret Bielema's past, but this game is about our future. This is about where we want to go together. That's why I'm here. They welcomed me into their family, and now we got to move forward. So it'll probably mean a little bit more later on, you know, like when we see each other next time. But today, Coach has kind of just put that behind us.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We know you have lots of things to get done prior to kickoff, but we appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Dave, we'll send it back to you. Coach Bielema looking to improve upon his 2-4 record with the Fighting Illini, 3-4 on this homecoming here in Champaign.
James, thanks for doing this with me. Hayden Fry, Bill Snyder, Steve Spurrier shaped me really to be a head coach and put me on my path. Who influenced you the most?
Probably a combination like you. I don't know if it'd be necessarily one. You know, my time in Green Bay, Mike Sherman was the head coach at the time. I learned a lot from him. Guy that probably had the biggest influence in college is Ralph Friedgen. I was with him on and off for 7 years. We had a really good run there.
Noah Kane, left side to the goal line. Touchdown, Penn State.
You're on a new offensive coordinator, Mike Yursich, who we competed against at Oklahoma for a good number of years. And you coming up as an offensive assistant, do you get in that room a little bit as well?
Yeah, pretty much all the meetings. I'm in the offensive meeting room, and then I'll bounce back and forth when something comes up that I think for the defensive coaches to hear is important. But yeah, I stay as involved as I possibly can. I want to be a sounding board for the coaching staff.
I used to tell my offensive coaches, I come in and I got an idea or a play, just ignore me. Even during a game, if I suggest something, just do your deal. Do what you're supposed to do.
Well, we've all seen that, right? The head coach that comes in, he saw something on the NFL, and it may be a great idea, but it may not fit.
Exactly.
Right? They're all great ideas, but they got to fit and they got to be complementary pieces.
Exactly. Thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Very much so, Coach.
I know a little different seeing me on this side of the interview, right?
No, I love it. I love it. Got a lot of respect, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
This game between Illinois and Wisconsin, both teams trying to turn their seasons around a little bit with a win here today. And it's not just a regular game. It's homecoming game day here in Illinois, the Fighting Illini and Wisconsin. We have got a 3:30 Eastern kickoff. With that, welcome back to set, everybody. I want to welcome in the athletic director here at the University of Illinois, Josh Whitman. Josh, woo! Yes. The fans love it. Josh, you were so responsible for hiring Coach Bielema and bringing him here to Champaign. What is your relationship with him like?
It's really special. It's been a lot of fun getting to know him over these last 9 or 10 months, and just think the world of the leadership he's providing. It's been great to watch him come in with a vision, a plan. He's worked really hard to make sure he's got a great staff in place to connect with the student athletes. We've covered the state in recruiting, and just a lot of good things happening in the football program. It's been a real pleasure to be there to help him along the way and provide whatever assistance we can through the athletic department.
Well, Josh, my first question for you is why aren't you sitting up this afternoon? You look great. You look good. You're the AD. You can fudge the books, whatever you got to do.
You know, what's the Toby Keith song? I'm as good once as I ever was. I mean,
I love that song.
That's all I got. One play.
That's
one
fair.
play.
Josh, Daniel Barker, the tight end, of course, set the record last game for receptions as a tight end. You're a tight end yourself. How important is a tight end? How instrumental is it in an offense?
Well, I'm a little biased, obviously, but I think a great offense runs through the tight end. Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun to watch DJ and Luke Ford. We've got some great tight ends on this team. And Daniel's one of those guys one of the things I love about this role is you have a chance to watch people come in as freshmen, grow, mature, develop over the course of their experience. And he's somebody now that is one of our leaders, and to see him develop the way he has, perform the way he is at a really high level, he's instrumental to this offense, and I'm looking for him to have a great game today.
You're obviously, with very good reason, so passionate about this athletic department, the history you have here, and you've had to make a lot of very big-time hires since you've become the athletic director. This time, in hiring Bret Bielema, are there things where you've had to sort of combine and navigate the traditions that have been here before versus what the new approach of a new coach and his staff want to try and do?
There's no question. I think that's a really important part of any time you bring a new coach in, is trying to help them understand the tradition that exists here and whatever the sport might be, but then also obviously give them the autonomy to chart their own course and figure out ways to put their own fingerprints on that program. And I think Bret's done a great job of that. He's very understanding of the tradition of the Fighting Illini. He's very excited about being a part of his home state institution. That's something that has resonated with him. But he also has a great vision for the direction he wants to take the program, and it's been fun to watch him start to put those fingers on the program and see us start to gain some of that forward momentum.
Josh, I'm going to pivot away from the gridiron for just a second because I saw a tweet. The track and cross country team dressed up as you for Halloween. If we can pop that tweet up, you got to see it. The hashtag on that tweet, though, was just something so special.
Oh, there we go.
Hashtag embrace the ball.
Nice.
Was that original, or did you steal that?
I made that up. I mean, you got to roll with it, right? You got to play the hand you're dealt, and for the cross-country gals, that was awesome. I guess all you got to do if you want to look like me is just put a bald cap on. And whatever clothes you choose to wear, you still can say you look like the athletic director. But no, that's a great group, and I was thrilled that they felt comfortable enough to do that. I like to run. I said in the tweet, I pretend to be a runner every other day of the week, so it's funny that they're pretending to be me for one day. But no, it's a great group, and our cross-country team under Sarah Hobman has done a fantastic job. Really started to reach new heights for that sport at our school, and excited about the future they have as well.
Josh, not only do you spend your undergrad here, when your playing days were over, you decided to return here for law school. So what was it about the U of I experience to where you knew you had to come back?
This is a place that's obviously really special to me, and everything that has happened in my adult life is in some way tied back to my connection to the University of Illinois. And when I had that chance to come back to law school here, not only was it law school, but it was a chance to work in this athletic program under Ron Gunther, who was a former athletic director, was a mentor of mine, and the chance to gain experience, get some connections in the industry. I always wanted to be an athletic director. And so even when I decided to go to law school, it was about using that education to put myself in a position to get a role like this one down the road. And so the chance to combine those two things during those 3 years of my life was just too much to pass up. And it was a great education, and obviously with a few things going on in college athletics today, it served me well.
And I was really excited to see at Big Ten Hoops Media Days, where both the men's and women's basketball media days got combined by the Big Ten. You all got to be there in Indy. What was the process like for you? What were those discussions getting, Coach Underwood, Coach Fay representing Illini Athletics, but the entire conference having men's and women's hoops there at the same time?
I thought it was a great event. Give a lot of kudos to Diana Sabau, our new deputy commissioner, and Commissioner Warren. Chance to really push forward both of those sports in the same moment. Gave a platform to our women's teams that they probably haven't experienced before. And so visiting with Coach Fay and our student athletes who were over in Indianapolis, chance to be introduced to a large media contingent and have a chance to be on the court of that field house where we'll play the Big Ten Championship, the Big Ten Tournament, was really special. And so it was a great day for everybody. Nice way to kick off the basketball season. It's hard to believe we're in mid-October, but our men's team's practicing over in State Farm Center right now. So there's a lot of juice around Illinois basketball, and looking forward to the seasons.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Clearly the energy surrounding both the football and basketball programs is pretty high right now. We appreciate the time.
Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you being here. We're looking forward to a great day in Memorial Stadium. Thank you so much.
Of course.
The game's going to end on this play. He fires downfield. It's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa!
All right, Kirk, you're going on 23 years as a head coach. I chickened out and bailed out at 18 years as a head coach at the same school. How have you withstood it all for 23 years?
Well, first of all, it just proves that everybody suspected you're a little smarter than I am. So that verifies that. But I worked at a great place, University. That was a really special place. And just being around good people every day gives you a chance to, A, survive, but also enjoy it while you're doing it.
Sure. The tight end history there is second to none. You guys just have a way of breeding tight ends that are first-round draft picks and play so well. Can you give us a little drawing of a particular tight end play that everyone knows you're going to run?
There's nothing fancy. My favorite thing would just be any kind of, whether it's two tights or whatever, but anything that enables us to, fake the run one direction and then just come out, the old Denver Broncos stuff, whether, you got the tight ends coming across, those guys hesitating, them coming out there.
They are going to cash in with 7. Sam Laporta caught it. Touchdown, Iowa.
That helps your run game so much, but if you have that threat. And the other thing, just, stand here thinking about the genius of football.
Two-step drop complete to Dallas Clark. Still in bounds and still on his feet and on the move.
Run a little slant route out there, and they hit Dallas Clark just out here in the flat. And he caught the ball and then ran 95 yards.
Dallas Clark, 95 yards.
I'm a big believer in short throws, long runs. That's the best passing game.
No doubt. And great tight ends make it easy.
So. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, Kirk, and tell Mary hello.
I'll do that.
Appreciate you
as well, Bob.
How you like me on this other side?
I love it. You look great. You look relaxed. All right, you look relaxed.
Dana Howard, a pretty recognizable name here at Champaign. He played linebacker in the early 90s and won a whole lot of awards. 2-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and inductee into the College Football Hall of Fame. He finished his collegiate career as Big Ten all-time leader with 595 tackles. That's a whole lot of tackles. Dana Howard, welcome to the set. We're happy to have you. Your son is joining us. How special is that?
Right.
It's homecoming today. I'm sure you've been to maybe 1 or 2 homecomings in your day, but does it ever become any less special?
No, I mean, I enjoy it every time I come. So now that I have a daughter who plays softball here, so she's on the softball team. So I'm actually missing the game right now to hang out with you all.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate that. Dana, you played with Simeon Rice, and the list of linebackers in Illinois history is endless. How special is it to have your name cemented right up top with all of them?
Man, it's great because I came here because of the Dick Buckuses and Derek Brownlows, and now to be able to be one of the guys, along with Simeon and Kevin and John Holisek, to make it linebacker U is the greatest thing ever.
And for you, when you come back and get to be a part of not just homecoming weekend, whenever you make it back for a game, the position that you played, you were talking about the lineage at linebacker. Right now, Jake Hansen, a great player on the inside of that position. Do you try to pass on some of those lessons that you learned, some of the ways that you went about your business to make sure that tradition lives on?
Oh, I definitely do. The main thing is just run to the ball. Run to the ball, good things happen.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's right. Run to the ball. Make it simple.
And Dana, sorry to interrupt you there, but I always ask a lot of people, what did you learn about yourself while attending this university? I learned a lot about myself when I was, 19 to 22, attending the University of Michigan. But what did you learn about yourself?
I learned that I could do anything just by being here. Football, making it simple and simplifying things, not only in academics but athletics, makes things much easier. So it just made me a better person overall.
You set just about every record that a freshman defensive player can set in the Big Ten. How did you get off to such a hot start? What was your mindset day one?
Again, run to the ball. That was my mindset. Run to the ball and make good things happen. When I was at East St. Louis Senior, that's what they told us. Just, hey, run to the ball. And Coach Shannon was like, make it happen. And I just made it happen. So that was me. I keep it simple, stupid. Yes.
And there are points like we see examples on the field even right now for the Illini. We're like former quarterbacks, now playing receiver. Right. You are a multi-sport, versatile athlete yourself as well. Your son's playing sports already, Zay. Right. So for you, when you try to talk to youngsters and young athletes just about how they may focus on one sport versus being more well-rounded, what are some of the lessons you pass on?
Oh, definitely. Doing multiple sports, definitely helps you and makes you a better athlete, as you guys know. When I was here, I also, through the shot put, it killed me because I was doing lifting here, lifting there, but it made me a better overall person. Just my quickness doing the shot, and also the same thing, get off blocks in football.
And your daughter playing softball at the moment. You said you're missing part of the game to hang with us. We appreciate that.
Right.
Are they winning right now? What position does she play?
She plays outfield. She's an athlete, so she does it all. But, yeah, she plays outfield, and, I'm sure – at some point, she's going to be like, looking up like, where you at?
Blame us. Just blame all of us. It's all our fault.
And I know one question that tends to come up specific to Illini football, because there's been what might be termed as brief stretches, like your time here, where Big Ten championship level competition is there, but it hasn't been sustained. Right. What's one of the things you think Illini football can do to sort of sustain excellence?
Well, obviously, recruiting is the lifeblood of any program, and I think us getting better at recruiting, now that we have Bret here, a guy who can change a program to what he's done at Wisconsin. If he can change that around here, we can be competitive every year in Big Ten football and throughout the college ranks.
Before we go, can I get a quick score prediction from you?
All right.
Who's going to win?
Well, Illinois.
There we go.
What's the score?
24-14.
I like that.
24-14. You heard it here first from Dana Howard, Dave Refson. Illinois going to beat Wisconsin here in Champaign.
Wait.
There we go.
That's it.
Best ever Illini Howard. Dana Howard or Howard Griffin?
Let me just tell you this about it. Real quickly.
It's an essay question.
So he was talking about just running to the ball and what they learned. We had to take him out of practice when he was a freshman because he kept screwing up our offensive practices. We couldn't practice because he's tearing up everybody.
Well, he's running to the
Is
football.
somebody going to block him? Anybody?
He's running to the football.
Well, they should have said run to the ball, except in practice.
Football is a simple game. You run and hit, you hit and run. That's it.
You guys like to laugh at me, so I got to try not to embarrass myself. Can't get a longer club? I mean, what are we doing out here? Glad to be able to spend some time with my guy, Chase Brown, the outstanding running back for the Illini, coming off of a game with 257 yards, almost 10 yards per carry. As a player, what clicks for you when you're having a game like that?
Yeah, so it's just really getting the carries in. So once I was about 5 carries deep, I started getting a flow of the defense and really the flow of our offense as well. And I started gaining confidence the more I got the ball, and the rest was history. That day couldn't have happened with the 5 guys up front. They worked their butt off.
You come in on a Sunday. Obviously, recovery is a big thing when you're coming off of a game like that. What are some of the things you're doing to get your body right?
So I'm right into the cold tub. I got ice bags on my knees. I'm just trying to feel right after.
As you step away from football and get to spend some time outside of the facility, what are your favorite spots on campus?
On campus, yeah. There's a bunch of food spots on campus, like Sakanaya. There's a little Kung Fu tea, something like that. And sometimes the guys and I will go over there and get some bubble tea, something like that.
It's tough being a college football player because there's so many demands. You've got, obviously, what you do here in the facility. You've got the academics, and then you have to balance socially. How do you find that balance in your life?
You know what? I've been able to balance it out pretty well. I don't mind sacrificing, social life and extracurriculars for football. I love this sport. It's what's paying for my school, and I'm putting it all in while I'm here.
You don't golf, do you?
I don't.
I don't golf either,
yeah.
so I don't know how to read these greens. So it's a straight-on shot. What are you thinking?
A little bit of a hill right there, so try and ride it up that and come down strong on the other side.
Well, let's see you do it.
Let's do it. Oh, man. Hopefully you can get closer than me.
All right, so I'm out of bounds. That's no good. There you go, man. Nice touch.
It's the club. It's a club.
Oh, yeah. Man, this is going to be bad.
Nice.
All right. Well, looks like you got me by a stroke.
One stroke. There we go. Yeah, it was.
Appreciate you spending some time.
No problem. Glad you could come out here.
Appreciate it.